Hallo zusammen, wie geht's? Hoffentlich gut. Heute lernen wir etwas Neues. Today we are going to learn something new. We have been using it already in the previous chapter, but we are going to look into it into detail. So let us begin. So whenever we have the question wo means where, we need a preposition. These prepositions that we learned right now are called Wechselpräpositionen. Wechselpräpositionen. Okay. Now there are total 8 Wechselpräpositionen which you can see in the picture. Vor, auf, neben, hinter, unter, in, über, an and zwischen. We are going to deal with only 5 of them in this chapter. Vor, neben, hinter, in and an. Remaining we will learn in the next lesson. Okay, so once again we will see vor means in front of, neben means near, hinter means behind, in means in, an means at. When it is at the surface of something, you say an. Okay, vertical surface. Wechselpräpositionen. Wechselprepositions, if you convert it into English or translate it into English, they are called changing prepositions. We have already seen these prepositions and practiced them in the last chapter. Let us add them once again. Vor means in front of, auf means on, neben means near, hinter means behind, unter is under, in is in, über is over. Now über means it does not touch the surface. It is over something. An is used for a vertical surface. For example, das Bild hängt an der Wand. Now Wand is a wall, that is a vertical surface. If you want to say that something is on the wall, you have to say an, because it is vertical. And zwischen is in between. Correct? We have already used these and learned these. But now we are going to see why they are exactly called changing prepositions. Why? What is changing about them? So what happens actually is the nature or the function of these prepositions change depending on the verb in the sentence. Now, for that we have to learn 2 basic categories of verbs. Let us look at them in the next slide. Hier sind 2 Kategorien, Kategorie 1 und Kategorie 2. Was ist der Unterschied? Means what is the difference? Now we have to observe and study what is the difference in the nature of verbs in category 1 and that in the category 2. So what is category 1? Sein, warten, sitzen, stehen, liegen. Und Kategorie 2? Gehen, fahren, fliegen, stellen, legen. Was ist also der Unterschied? What is the difference? If you observe, in category 1, all the verbs are stationary. The action that is being depicted by the verb is stationary. It's not. Warten is to wait. You wait at a single place. You don't move here and there. Sitzen is to sit, to be sitting. Stehen is to be standing. Liegen is to be lying. So it is stationary. There is no movement. As opposed to category 2. Gehen, fahren, fliegen. It shows a change in position. Gehen means you go from one position to another. Fahren You travel or you drive from one point to another. Fliegen is to fly. Stellen. Stellen is actually to keep. Stellen as well as legen both mean to keep. But stellen is to keep something vertically. For example, I am keeping the bottle. No one keeps a bottle horizontally. You always keep it vertically. That is stellen. But legen is also to keep but horizontally. For example, a book. You usually keep a book horizontally on the table. You can also keep it vertically in the shelf. Then you will say stellen. If you are keeping it horizontally, then you will say legen. Correct? Or a carpet. No one keeps a carpet vertically. You always lay it down horizontally. That is legen. Stellen and legen also show a change in position because you are still keeping it. It is not already there. For example, I am keeping the bottle in the refrigerator. The bottle is not already in the refrigerator. I am still keeping it. So it is a change in position. So once again we will see category 1, verbs do not show a change in position, they are stationary. But category 2, the verbs show a change in position. Now depending whether the verb is stationary or moving, the nature or the function of the preposition in the sentence will change. How it changes? Let us study it with the help of some examples. Zum Beispiel, ist im College. The verb ist or sein is stationary. So, we used dative case over here, in them. Short form is im. But to the right hand side, sie geht in den College. Gehen shows a movement. So we used accusative. So what happens if the verb is stationary? We use dative case after the preposition, changing preposition. And if the verb is moving, after the preposition one uses accusative case. Noch ein Beispiel. Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. The book is already there on the table. Liegt means is lying. So it is dative, auf dem Tisch. But sie legt das Buch auf den Tisch. She is still keeping the book. She is laying the book on the table. So it is movement. So it is accusative. Die Flasche steht im Kühlschrank. Kühlschrank is refrigerator. Flasche is bottle. The bottle is standing in the refrigerator. Now this, we do not say this in English, but it is quite oftenly used in German. Die Flasche steht im Kühlschrank. Now stehen is stationary. It is not moving. So we used dative, in dem or im Kühlschrank. But to the right hand side, sie stellt die Flasche in den Kühlschrank. Stellen means she is still keeping it. So movement is there, so accusative, in den Kühlschrank. Die Kleider hängen im Schrank. The clothes are hanging in the cupboard. So they are already there. No one is still keeping it. So it is stationary, so we used dative, in them or im Schrank. But in den Schrank. She is still hanging them. It is a work in progress. So we used accusative, in den Schrank. Zusammenfassung means summary. So we can summarize all of it that we have learned right now in this table. So basically there are two types of verbs. Verbs showing no change in position, that is stationary, or verbs showing change in position. Usually we are going to use which verbs? For stationary verbs we are going to use sein, stehen, liegen. And for change in position, the verbs that usually we are going to use are gehen, kommen, fahren, stellen and legen. All these show a change in position. Now, the question that you ask with a verb that shows no change in position or that is stationary, the question you ask is wo. Wo, for example, wo ist Tina? Wo steht Stefan? Here it is stationary. So stehen or sein, it is stationary. So we used wo. And the answer to this question will always be with a Wechsel preposition followed by dative case of the noun. For example, Tina ist im Café or Tina sitzt im Café. We used dative. I am im. But if the verb is showing a change in position, for example, gehen, fahren, kommen, then we cannot use wo. We have to use wohin. Wohin means to where. To where are you going? In English we say where are you going, but that is wrong in German. In German we have to say to where are you going? To where are you keeping the book? To where are you traveling? So we have to say wohin. Wohin is used for verbs that show a change in position. And the answer to this question will be Wechselpräposition plus Akkusativ. Zum Beispiel, Tina geht in die Schule. Stefan stellt die Vase auf den Tisch. It is accusative. Okay? It is extremely simple. Here there are some more examples. Beispiele. First one. Wo ist Karl? Now sein is the verb, so we used wo. Ist im College. It is stationary, so we used dative. So the first column is about wo. And the answer is with preposition plus dative. As opposed to the right hand side column, it is about wohin. And the answer is preposition plus accusative. Zum Beispiel, wohin geht Karl? Geht in den College. The verb gehen. That is why we have to use wohin in the question, and in the answer, preposition plus accusative. Wo sind die Bücher? Bücher. Sie liegen auf dem Tisch. Liegen and sein both show no change in position. So we used wo in the question, and in the answer, preposition plus dative, auf dem Tisch. But wohin legst du die Bücher? Legen is change in position. So wohin. And in the answer, ich lege sie auf den Tisch. Correct? Wo ist dein Stuhl? Ist neben der Tür. Tür is door. It is near the door. So we used dative. Die becomes there in dative. And then, wohin stellst du den Stuhl? Stellen shows a change in position. So we used wohin. And in the answer, ich stelle ihn neben die Tür. Now die remains die in accusative. Correct? Wo ist die Lampe? Sie hängt über dem Sofa. Now here, the lamp is already hanging over the sofa. So we use dative. Sie hängt über dem Sofa. But wohin hängst du die Lampe? To where are you hanging the lamp? So it is change in position. Hänge sie über das Sofa. Accusative. Wo ist das Bett? Es ist an dem Fenster. It is at the window. An dem Fenster, dative. But wohin stellst du das Bett? Ich stelle es ans Fenster. Ans Fenster or an das Fenster. An das short form is ans. Clear? These examples must have helped you understand it better. So whenever the verb is stationary, the question is wo and answer is preposition. If the verb is moving, question is wohin and the answer is preposition plus accusative. Here we are going to see whether we have understood everything by solving this small exercise. Above you can see so many sentences. They have nothing to do with each other. What we are going to do is, we are going to categorize these sentences into two columns, wo and wohin. If the object is already there or the person is already there, we are going to put it into the first column, wo, stationary. The verb also you can check. And if it is moving, then we are going to put it into second column. Zum Beispiel, Maria geht ins Kino. Geht ins Kino. So it is moving. Gehen is the verb and then we have in plus accusative. So we are going to put it in wohin, second column. Die Mutter wartet am Bahnhof. The mother is waiting at the railway station. So warten, there is no change in position. And then we have also used preposition plus dative. So we are going to put it into the first column, wo. Der Mann legt sein Handy auf den Stuhl. The man keeps his mobile on the chair. So we have used legen. It is change in position. And we also have preposition plus accusative. So it is wohin. Der Hund steht vor dem Café. Stehen is stationary. We have also used dative. So it is wo. Der Junge schläft unter dem Baum. Schlafen is to sleep. It is stationary. Also there is dative. Dem Baum. Under the tree. So it is wo. Maria hängt das Bild an die Wand. Maria is hanging the picture at the wall. She is still hanging it. It is not already there. So it is wohin. You can also see an die Wand is used. An plus accusative. So it is wohin. One more exercise to test our understanding. Schreib die Ausdrücke in die passende Spalte. Spalte is column. Write the expressions in the suitable column. Again we have two columns, wo and wohin. So what we are going to do, above you can see different expressions that are preposition plus dative or preposition plus accusative. Depending on whether it is dative or accusative, we are going to categorize it into wo or wohin. If it is preposition plus dative, it will come under wo. If it is preposition plus accusative, it will come under wohin. So you can pause the video here, think to yourself and come back. So, did you get all of it? Let us check. Im Wohnzimmer. Das ist plus dem dative. So, wo. Ins Kino. It is in plus das. Accusative. So, wohin. Auf den Stuhl. That is accusative. So, again wohin. Auf die Post. Die is accusative. So, again it is wohin. Im Garten is in dem Garten. It is dative. So, it is wo. Im Jugendzentrum. It is in dem. Again wo. In der Eisdiele. Now the Eisdiele is changed to their Eisdiele. That means it is dative. So it is wo. In den Park. Den, it is accusative. So wohin. Im Schrank. it is dative, so wo. Auf den Balkon, accusative, so it is wohin. Ins Regal, it is in das Regal, that is accusative, so wohin. Unter dem Bett, dem is dative, so it is wo. Neben den Computer, den is here accusative, so it is wohin. And am Tisch is an dem Tisch, it is dative, so it is wo. Okay, simple. Now let us solve this exercise again to check whether we have understood. Ergänze die Präposition mit Artikel, dative oder accusative. Now here the verb plays a very vital role. You have to look at the verb and then decide whether you put dative or accusative. Zum Beispiel, Marion stellt das Sofa dash dash Wohnzimmer. So first of all, we have to understand the meaning of this sentence. Marion is keeping the sofa dash 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 living room. Now we have to put the correct preposition. Only if you understand the meaning of the sentence, you will be able to choose the correct preposition. Now what will he do? He will put the sofa in the living room or on the living room, in front of the living room, near the living room. That we have to decide first. Out of all the 8 Bexel prepositions, you have to choose the correct preposition. So here, in will be correct. He will put the sofa obviously in the living room. So in, first step we have done, you have chosen the correct preposition. Step, check the verb. Verb is stellen. Stellen is change in position. So we come to step 3. Choose the correct article ending, accusative or dative. So obviously it is moving, so we have to put accusative. So Wohnzimmer is das, it remains das in accusative, so it is in das Wohnzimmer. Correct? One more example. Die Katze schläft dash dash Bett. The cat is sleeping dash dash bed. So what will the cat do? Where will it sleep? In the bed or on the bed or under the bed, near the bed. Actually, logically, whatever is correct, you can put there. It is correct. For example, you can also say under the bed. You can also say on the bed. You can say near the bed. Anything is fine. So let us say under. So it will be unter in the first blank. Now check the verb. Schlafen. It is stationary. So we are going to put dative. Bett. We have to change it into dative. It will become dem. So it will become unter dem Bett. Nummer 3. Daniel hängt das Bild dash dash Wand. Daniel is hanging the picture dash dash wall. Now he will hang the picture. In English you say on the wall, but on is wrong in German. Why? Because wall is a vertical surface. You have to say an. Say an. The preposition will be an. Then check the verb hängen. Now hängen can be both moving as well as stationary. It depends on the meaning of the sentence. Is the picture already there on the wall? Is someone still hanging it? Someone is still hanging it, so it is change in position. So you have to put accusative. Wand is feminine, so the remains the in accusative. So you are going to put the an die Wand. Die Lampe hängt dash dash Schreibtisch. Again we have here hängen, but here no one is hanging it. The lamp is already hanging. Correct? So it is dative. And what will be the preposition? Die Lampe hängt dash Schreibtisch. The lamp is hanging dash dash study table. So if it is hanging, mostly you are going to put über. Über or an, depends. Now obviously here the lamp will not be hanging exactly on the surface of the study table. It will be little bit up. So I have to say über. So it will be die Lampe hängt über. Now here it is dative, so we are going to put dem. Über dem Schreibtisch. M for Mumbai, dem. Florian steht dash dash Bahnhof. For Bahnhof, preposition is usually an. So we are going to put an in the first blank. Stehen is stationary, so we are going to put so dem. An dem Bahnhof. Der Lehrer steht dash dash Tafel. Tafel is board, blackboard. The teacher is standing dash dash blackboard. So where two prepositions are correct over here. You can say for in front of the blackboard, or you can say neben also near the blackboard, or you can say an also actually at the blackboard. So an, for or neben, all is fine. Now stehen is stationary, so we are going to put dative. Tafel is feminine, so it will become there in dative. So for their Tafel, or neben their Tafel, or an their Tafel. Three options are correct. Der Vati legt die Decke dash bed. Decke is blanket. The father is laying the blanket dash dash bed. So where? Obviously on the bed. So it will be auf. And then legen is moving. So we are going to use accusative. So it will be das. Auf das Bett. Gargi stellt die Stühle dash dash Küche. Gargi is keeping the chairs dash dash kitchen. Obviously, she is going to keep them in the kitchen. Not on the kitchen, not in front of the kitchen. No other preposition will be correct. In will be correct. So in we are going to write in the first blank. Then stellen. Stellen is moving. So we are going to put accusative. So in die Küche. Küche is feminine. Die remains die in accusative. Okay, very simple. You can go back, listen to the audio once again. But the concept is very simple. The verb decides whether you will put dative or accusative after the preposition. If it is moving, you will put accusative. If it is stationary, you are going to put dative. That's it. Okay? Gut. Jetzt machen wir Schluss. Also auf Wiedersehen.